everyone, what is up and welcome back to my channel. If you've never watched my videos before, my name is Ella. I'm a second year English student at the University of Nottingham and I'm also a student journalist and presenter. So if you're watching this video then you probably want to go into journalism after your degree. And obviously, because of the current coronavirus lockdown, we are stuck inside. And so we are unable to gain work experience, we are unable to do lots and lots of things that we would normally want to do, such as networking, all that kind of stuff. But that doesn't mean that you can't do anything during lockdown. So in this video today, I'm going to be providing you with the top 5 things student journalists should be doing in lockdown. Now, before I get into the video, don't forget to subscribe to join the family and hit the notification bell if you would like a notification every time I upload a new video. And without further ado, let's get into it. So my first tip would be to get to grips with photo, video and audio editing. This is such a key skill in the journalism industry right now, especially with the rise of social media and a lot of online, digital and video journalism becoming very popular among employers. It is absolutely vital that you have the ability to edit videos, photos and audio depending on what sort of section of the media you want to go into, although it's really good to be a triple threat. So obviously you don't want to just section yourself off to written journalism. If you can branch into video and radio, it's good to be a jack of all trades, I suppose. So I personally use Final Cut Pro X for my videos, but Adobe Premiere Pro is just as good. And also it's quite good if you don't have a MacBook, because obviously you can't get Final Cut Pro if you're a Windows user, I believe. At the moment, Adobe Creative Cloud is on offer for students at around £16 a month, and that includes Photoshop, InDesign, After Effects, Premiere Pro and a whole host of other apps. But even if you don't want to pay for a video editing service, you can even just get to grips with things like iMovie. That's a really good way to sort of get into video editing if you've never done it before, and it also means that you can be self-sufficient when creating your own content. And they're also really important skills if you want to get into freelancing. My second thing that student journalists should be doing during lockdown is to create an online portfolio or blog. If you want to become a freelance journalist, or any kind of journalist really, it's important to have a website and online portfolio, because it means you can refer publications to that site if you want them to see examples of your work, and it's all in one place and it's all very accessible and aesthetic and sort of presents you as a professional in what you do. It's also a really great way to showcase your work during networking events, and it's also a great link to direct publications and employers too if they want to see more of your work. So I'm currently in the midst of doing this, and I am using Wix to set up my online portfolio. I just find that it's really user-friendly and it's really quick and easy to set it up. I have used WordPress in the past and I know that is just as good, but I personally found it a lot easier with Wix. It didn't take as much time as it previously had using WordPress. So my third thing that you should be doing as a student journalist during lockdown is to make the most of online workshops, webinars and courses. So at the moment there are a whole host of free workshops and free courses that you can be getting involved with. So at the moment the workshops that I'm doing the most of are in partnership with News Associates. So News Associates is actually #1 in the country for teaching the NCTJ accredited course. And they are currently running free online workshops on a whole host of things that have been so helpful. So the ones that I have done so far, I have done both of the interactive breaking news workshops, which is basically where they teach you how to write a breaking news story and teach all the techniques and everything. We've also had a Q&A with Marian Jones, who is an investigative journalist, and a Q&A with Ian Woods, who is a former Sky News correspondent, which was absolutely incredible. I will leave a link in my description to their website if you're interested in taking part in those. I highly recommend them if you want to learn a little bit more about the journalism industry and find out a few tips and tricks to sort of help you on your way. One other service that I have been using is called Pointer, and it's basically an online course it's got basically a website that provides a load of online courses, and at the moment they have made a load of them free. So there are courses in media law, there are courses in shorthand, there are courses in interviewing technique. There's literally like courses on anything you can think of, and if you've got a lot of spare time and you're a student journalist, then I highly recommend going on one of those, because any way to sort of boost your arsenal is great. Like right now, I'm not saying there is a need to be hyper productive during quarantine, because of course there isn't, and we are in a global pandemic and everything, so like I'm not saying you have to be super productive, but this would be a really good way to spend your time if you do want to be a student journalist. So my fourth thing that student journalists should be doing during lockdown is to get writing. Yep, It's simple as that. There's no hack, there's no easy way around it. My biggest tip is to get writing or get recording, or basically just get practicing, I suppose. So you could write or record news shows about what is happening in the world at the moment. You could create your own investigative pieces, opinion pieces, whether it be long form or breaking news or whatever, and you could create it for your own blog, or you can find a local newspaper and pitch your stories to them. You can still conduct interviews via Zoom. I've conducted a few interviews by Zoom lately for NSTV, and I found them to work really well actually, and they're just as productive as normal interviews in my opinion, for the kind of journalism I'm doing anyway. And this tip even extends to freelancing. So if you've ever thought that freelancing was for after university, think again, because as a student journalist, you are as much a freelance journalist as anyone else, just without the experience. So now is your time to sort of work on your pitching etiquette and work on your skills, even send some stuff off to some publications. You never know, you never ever know. And my fifth and final thing that student journalists should be doing during lockdown is to network. You'll probably look at the camera like, is she okay? Is she in lockdown like the rest of us? But I've recently downloaded LinkedIn, and I'm not going to pretend like I'm some sort of expert here because I'm still very new to LinkedIn, but it is an exceptionally amazing platform for networking, and especially in these times when basically all networking, all everything, all meetings, it has to be done online. Now is the perfect time to get messaging people on LinkedIn, asking for advice, and basically just putting yourself out there. Don't think that you can't network now we're in lockdown, because you still can, it's just in a completely different way. So that just about rounds up my video on the top 5 things that student journalists should be doing in lockdown. I hope that it was helpful. This is a lot of the stuff that I have learned over the past few weeks, and I just felt that I needed to share it because I thought that it might be helpful for anyone else who's sort of in the same position as I am right now. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button and the notification bell if you would like a notification every time I upload a new video. If you'd like to follow me on Instagram or Twitter, then my handle is @LMAHorton. Follow me on there for all the most up-to-date information on what is going on in my life, and follow me on TikTok. My handle is @LMAHorton, and the last O is a 0. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!